amore. Today we are gonna dive into a little amore, a little love. Kind of my own little tweak on my favorite Italian specialty. And it uses a technique called agrodolce. Agrodolce is basically sweet and sour. And usually that's accomplished with something sweet, and it can be something caramelized, like what we're gonna make today. We're gonna caramelize some onions. Okay, so we're gonna get our onions chopped. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna quarter these, and then I'm gonna put them in the food processor to get them cooked up kind of quickly. I'm gonna give it a quick chop. We've got our onions, okay? I know they're hard to see. We got our onions, and those are going into my hot pan with a little bit of coconut oil, about a tablespoon and a half. All right, so while the pan gets hot and those start to cook off, this is me. I made the mistake of thinking that I could get away with this, that I could just cut up a bunch of onions and my eyes wouldn't water. Who am I thinking? I mean, who am I fooling? What am I thinking? Now, I have added about a teaspoon of pepper. I'm gonna add another teaspoon in here now that I have everything down. And I'm also gonna add a teaspoon and a half of kosher salt. And the process by which we're cooking these, kind of medium heat, is going to start releasing our natural sugars. Now we're gonna add the vinegar in a little bit, just like so. So I'm gonna take my mushrooms and, where's my spray? Take a little bit of the olive oil spray. You can also use coconut oil if you like. This just makes it easier when you put it on the grill, because we're gonna grill these, get them a little soft. And then a little bit, there's really so very few seasonings in this recipe because it's so freaking simple. A little bit of salt and pepper on the mushrooms. And in the onions, we're gonna add a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of cheese with the olives, and then we're gonna be good, okay? So I'm gonna put these on the grill. It's already nice and hot. And I use my panini press for everything. Okay, those are cooking down nicely. I'm gonna cook those off for another probably 7-8 minutes. Okay, now you're gonna take some olives. I've got some Kalamata olives, and I've got about 2 tablespoons worth of olives. How many are there? 2, 3, 4, 3, 6, 9, I can't count. There's about 12 olives here, y'all. And you're gonna chop them up finely. And you can use some capers too, if you like. All right, I'm gonna add this to my onion. And it is so fragrant, you guys. Holy moly, it's so fragrant. There's just something about the onion cooking down, slow and low, medium low, and it is delectable. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the vinegar, but I'm going to add it at the very end. I have, let's see, where did I put it? Ah, 1 garlic clove. 1 garlic clove that I'm going to mince up in here and add this to the mix. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of that pungency to offset my sweetness. Mince it real fine. Do you ever see the movie Goodfellas? Ever see Goodfellas? It's like not a great like family movie by any means, but since we're adults here, if you've seen it, you see that scene where he's slicing the garlic with like a little razor blade. He's like, I gotta get it real thin, real thin. That's what you're doing. You're getting it real thin, just like so. Okay, my portabellos are done. I'm gonna take these out, clean my plate off. Can you smell? I wish smell-o-vision existed, because I would love for you to smell these right now. Got the onions going, we've got the olives, and then lastly, I'm going to add my balsamic, and I'm using a balsamic glaze. I'm using about 2 teaspoons. mix that up. This is my agro part of my agrodolce. Just like so. And this, you guys, can be the base of a lot of other sauces. You can also add tomato sauce. This can be the base for your marinara. You can add capers to it. You can add some anchovies to it, like a puttanesca. And then I'm gonna get my Parmesan, or my Pecorino in place. I've got some Pecorino Romano, which is a sheep's milk cheese. It's actually one of my favorites. It's pretty pungent, it's pretty strong, so a little bit goes a long way. And we're gonna use the microplane. So really a little bit goes a long way. Let me taste these. I think this is ready. I love this dish. Yes, ma'am and sir. It is so good. Okay, let's spoon it up. You want to watch? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, we got our little portobellos. And I am going to smother these things with my onion. Maybe I won't do all the onions. Maybe I'll save them for something else too. So good. And onions are so good for you. So many cancer-fighting properties, and it helps to ward away colds, boosts your heart, helps to prevent heart disease. You know, we kind of think about onions just sort of being like in the background. In this dish, they're the star. They are definitely the star. Just like so. You're like, where's the portobello? I know, they got buried. That's okay, I don't mind. And then I'm gonna take my pecorino with my microplane. The thing I love about the microplane is a little bit of cheese goes a long way. So if you don't do dairy, you can omit this part. If you don't mind a little bit of dairy, the pecorino is sheep's milk, so it's not like cow's milk dairy. So you might be okay with this. Just like so. Wipe our plate. And then to finish it, a little bit of lemon zest. Just brighten that up a little bit. I'm not going to use the juice. I'm just going to zest a little bit. Zest of life. And a little hit of sea salt, Himalayan pink salt, and we are finito. And that is the dish. Now, you could also add some grilled chicken on there. You could add, you could toss this with pasta. You can do all kinds of things with the sauce, but it's really good on its own. Okay, I took my glasses off so I can try it, so I can actually see what I'm eating here. Get a little bit of that, mushroom. Oh yeah. Mmm. 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 They are so sweet. And that little bit of like the agro from the balsamic and just that little bit of lemon zest. Mmm. So freaking good. So good. I can't stand how good it is. And we made it in what? Like 15 minutes because I was talking a lot. So that is your portobello mushroom stuffed with caramelized onions. We have our sweet and sour going on, our little hit of pecorino, and you are good to go. Now again, you can toss this with pasta, you can put it on polenta, you can add it to the top of a pork tenderloin and bake it. You can stuff roast chicken. Let me see, what else? You can top a, let's see, cauliflower root with it, pureed cauliflower if you're doing like cauliflower instead of mashed potatoes. The list goes on and on and on and on. So try it, give it a go. Even if you don't like onions, I bet you will like this. Amore, You know what I'm saying? We could all use a little more amore in our lives. All right, here's the parting shot. Love you guys. I'll see you soon.